बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज हम फ्यूनेरिया के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। फ्यूनेरिया के जनरल कैरेक्टर्स और उसकी स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ स्पोरोफाइट एंड गामेटोफाइट। सबसे पहले फ्यूनेरिया की टेक्सोनोमिक पोजीशन डिवीज़न है। ब्रायोफाइटा प्लांट किंगडम जो है उसमें जो फाइलम ब्रायोफाइटा है उसका तो अलग है। क्लास ब्रायोप्सिडा। ब्रायोफाइटा की आप जानते हैं कि 3 क्लासेस हैं, हेपेटिकोप्सिडा, एंथोसिरोप्सिडा एंड ब्रायोप्सिडा। और फ्यूनेरिया का तो अलग है ब्रायोप्सिडा से। ऑर्डर फ्यूनेरियल्स, फैमिली फ्यूनेरियसी, जेनस फ्यूनेरिया। This is a typical diagram of a Funaria plant, which is bryophyte, which is a non-versatile plant. It doesn't have any roots, leaves or stem, but they have some certain root-like, leaf-like and stem-like structures, and the whole plant body is thallus. These are the rhizoids that anchor to the substratum, by which they absorb mineral water. This is the main axis, that is stem-like structures, and these are the leaf-like structures, which is the gametophyte. Actually, this long stalk is the sporophyte, and this leaf-like structure and center stalk is the gametophyte. And gametophyte also has rhizoids. As sporophyte depends upon the gametophyte, so its structure that is embedded inside the gametophyte is known as foot, and this long stalk stem-like structure is called as seta, and this is the terminal portion, that is the swelled portion, which is known as capsule. Inside capsule, haploid spores are to be produced, that are liberated out, and they germinate to produce gametophyte plant body. So Funaria consists of 117 species. They grow in moist, shady, damp soils. Plants of this genus also form ground or tree trunk. Those plants that grow on the trunk or on the bark of other trees are known as epiphytes. Structure of a Funaria plant. Gametophyte. Funaria consists of 2 stages in the life cycle: juvenile stage and leafy stage. Juvenile stage. Germination of haploid spore directly from this stage. Fully grown juvenile stage consists of slender green branching system of family filaments. It is also known as protonema. Filaments of this stage branch freely and cover the damp soil, resembling the algae. Above ground branches of protonema are green in color and spread rapidly over the surface of the damp soil. These branches are named as chloronemal branches due to the presence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll की वजह से इनको chloronemal branches का नाम दिया गया. The cells in these branches contain the squared chloroplast, यानी disc shape इनका जो है वो chloroplast होता है. Colorless branches of protonema penetrate the soil and are known as rhizoids. They anchor the ground and absorb water and minerals and give anchorage to the plants. Cells of these branches are lack of chloroplast and have oblique septa between them. यानी इनके rhizoid के cells में जो है chloroplast नहीं होता. This stage is very short-lived and transitory. Transitory means because it is changeable. फौरन ही दूसरी स्टेज में चेंज हो जाती है और ये शॉर्ट लिव्ड है. शुरू का जो थोड़ा सा पीरियड है उसमें ये हम जुवेनाइल स्टेज कह सकते हैं, बाकी इसका लीफी स्टेज है. Several birds originate on protonema. These birds develop erect leafy branch. At the base of this branch, rhizoids are produced. These anchor the branch into substratum. जो बेस से प्रोड्यूस होंगे बर्ड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, जो ब्रांचेस प्रोड्यूस होंगी वो तो rhizoids में डेवलप हो जाएंगे. These anchor the ground substratum. Several leafy branches also originated from same protonema. At start, these are part of a single individual protonema, but later protonema dies and Each branch becomes separate individual plant called gametophyte. They are also green due to the presence of chloroplast. Mature gametophyte has a slender erect central axis 13 मिलीमीटर तक इनकी हाइट जो है वो पहुंच जाती है. The central axis has spirally arranged lateral expansions. These looks like stem and leaf, but the plant body is whole or thallus-like. These have some leaf-like structure. These have some stem-like structure, but don't they produce true leaves, true stems, or true roots? Because their stem, leaf, and root don't have vascular system of organization. So they are the structure that are leaf-like, stem-like, and root-like. Central axis is branched in Funaria and branches are always lateral ones. Central axis and expansion of Funaria were named as caloids and phylloids respectively. यानी जो central axis है उसको हम caloids और expansion जो लीफ लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स वगैरह हैं वो उनको हम फिलोइड्स का नाम दिया जाता है. दिस इज बाय कोच 1956. Basal part of central axis is brown because it's not photosynthetic, so it is brown, which form several hair-like structures, branches called rhizoids, for absorbing water and minerals. This is a typical Funaria plant body. These are the rhizoids at the base, they are brown in color. These are the leafy branches. These are the leafy branches. Central axis को हम caloids का नाम देते हैं और जो leafy branches हैं उनको हम phylloid का नाम देते हैं. Gametophyte, inside the gametophyte tip there is embedded foot of sporophyte. Sporophyte के तीन parts हैं, foot, seta and capsule. This is long stalk, which is seta, and this is the capsule. Inside capsule, haploid spores are to be produced by the process of meiosis. You know there is two different forms of generation in the life cycle of any gametophyte, as in case of this present plant Funaria. This is gametophyte, this is sporophyte. As you know, gametophyte is haploid generation and sporophyte is diploid generation. Gametophyte is dominant generation, sporophyte is dependent generation, inconspicuous generation. Sporophyte depends upon production and food substances, water and mineral substances on gametophyte. So its food is embedded inside the structure of gametophyte, by which it absorbs water, mineral and other nutrients from the gametophyte. This is long stem-like structure seta that produce at the tip swelled structure called as capsule. Inside the capsule there are formation of haploid spores. This whole structure, which is consisted of sporophyte, foot, seta and capsule, is known as sporophyte, also known as sporogonium. So it produces spores, haploid spore by meiosis. When spores are liberated, they reach to a suitable place, they germinate to produce a whole bryophyte or Funaria plant. Sporophyte of Funaria. Funaria is an acrocarpous plant. Acrocarpous means it is erect in situation, यानी ये सीधा करा है और ये लेंथी है, वो हाइटेड प्लांट है जो 13 मिलीमीटर तक जो है वो इसकी हाइट पहुंच जाती है. बट इट इज़ नॉट प्लेस्ड हॉरिजॉन्टली ऑन द ग्राउंड, सो इट इज़ acrocarpous plant with the sporogonium present at the tip. Sporogonium can be differentiated into three parts: foot, seta, and cap. Sporogonium means sporophytic part. Foot is the basal portion of sporogonium. It is the conical structure which is embedded in the gametophyte plant. Foot acts as anchorage and absorbing organ of sporophyte. यानी anchorage कार्य रखता है और absorbing यानी जहाँ से water, mineral and nutrients को absorb करता है. It absorbs water and nutrients from the parent plant for sporophyte. Seta. is a long, slender, what is a tough structure in Funaria. It bears capsule at its tip. It is more than an inch in length. This is a leafless structure. This is quite similar in function and origin to stem of pteridophytes. Capsule. Capsule is a highly organized pear-shaped structure. At early stages, it is green in color, but at maturity it becomes yellow to orange. Upper surface of capsule is covered with hood-like structure called calyptra. इसके ऊपर hood-like structure calyptra है. The calyptra falls off from capsule at maturity, leaving capsule bare. Spores are produced by meiosis inside the capsule. Capsule has three distinct regions, each concerned with definite structure are apophysis, epidermis, and theca. Apophysis is a basal swollen and photosynthetic portion of capsule. It is green due to presence of chloroplast. It also helps in conduction of water and food from theta to upper portion of the capsule. Above the apophysis, there is more swollen portion of a capsule is called as theca. Theca is a Latin word meaning cavity, so it is more swelled. Cavity जो है वो ज़्यादा swelled portion होता है. It forms major middle portion of body of capsule. This is the green region majorly concerned with spore production. At the apex, capsule has obliquely placed cap-like structure called operculum. It only becomes visible when calyptra falls off from the capsule. Operculum is delimited from rest of capsule by line of cells called annulus. The lines of cells हैं उनको annulus का नाम देते हैं. Capsule and seed of Funaria looks shiny due to presence of protein on their surface. Protein is a special type of protein. Internal structure of apophysis consists of three portions: epidermis with stomata, a spongy tissue rich in chloroplast, and central portion of apophysis concerned with conduction. The three portions: epidermis, spongy tissue rich in chloroplast, and third is apophysis concerned with conduction. Central portion is concerned with conduction. Theca can be differentiated into outermost layer of cells of theca is epidermis, colorless hypodermis, and spongy cells concerned with photosynthesis are present below the hypodermis. This is the whole structure of a Sporophyte. This is the seta, and seta is long, which ends at a foot-like structure, which is embedded in the gametophyte. But this is the top structure. Tip produces capsule. We have more concerned with the capsule because it is going to produce spores, and spores for the next generation. This is the structure which is apophysis, which is green in color, and it is photosynthetic. Stomata, they have stomata by which they can capture light and use the fixation of carbon dioxide. This is the epidermis, and this is the structure is जहाँ पे जो आपको नजर आएंगी हाइपोडर्मिस. क्लोमेला भी आपको नजर आ रहा है, स्पोर साइट भी आपको नजर आ रही है. इसी तरह से आपको लेकोनी नजर आ रहे हैं. एनुलस जो आउटर कवरिंग है उसको एनुलस का नाम दिया, अपर्कुलम एंड पेरिस्टोम का नाम दिया गया. हाइपोडर्मिस जो है वो इनर वाले स्ट्रक्चर को कहा गया. Inner to photosynthetic cells there is air space which is transverse by tubercular cells. In the center of theca, a long strand of cells is glomella, which is united to conducting strand of apophysis. Outer to glomella is the inner wall of spore sac. Spore sac produces spores by meiosis is surrounded by outer and inner wall with glomella at inner side and air spaces at outer side. Thank you viewers. Thanks.